Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah, welcome back. The Shaykh continues and he says, point number 8, adorn yourself with honor. Adorn yourself with honor and that which leads to it, such as good manners, a cheerful face, spreading the salam, showing forbearance, hating haughtiness, having self-esteem, which is free from tyranny, and being gallant, but not for the sake of zealous partisanship, and being fanatic without being patriotic. Therefore, avoid the affairs that tarnish your honor, whether it be in your nature or your speech or your actions, and also indulging in degrading actions or evil habits such as being conceited, showing off, boastfulness, arrogance, and looking down upon others, to be seen in doubtful places. Here the Shaykh, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is talking about preserving a person's honor. So when you have an honor and you have a name and you have a way that people perceive you, which is good and which is honorable, and when you walk into a room they suddenly experience that haiba, or that presence, or the character, and that honor of your presence is evident in the room. You should try and preserve that as much as possible, because ultimately, by Allah, when you carry yourself with knowledge, you will find that as soon as you walk into the room, people change. And we would find that when the Shaykh would come, suddenly everyone would keep quiet. We would find that when the Shaykh would walk into the classroom, everyone would suddenly keep quiet. And you sometimes felt that in the presence of a particular scholar, mashallah, you feel this haiba, this presence, this spiritual, there's this level of heightened taqwa in your heart, this level of heightened piety that you feel as soon as you're in the presence of the Shaykh. Not because the Shaykh is that blessed person simply on his own, but rather because of what he actually carries and what he actually has ennobled himself with, which is the beautiful honor and character that he carries in himself. So a person must try and preserve that as much as possible. How is that? How can a person always be seen to be honorable? Well, by having upright character, by being honorable in the way that a person deals with himself, by always being smiling, by always lowering your gaze, by always acting shy, by always avoiding being in those places where people would associate yourself with filthiness with, and even if it be for a need, avoid having those features on your face that might show to people a bad side of yourself, such as, for example, frowning, or such as, for example, having a angry look on your face, or to actually don't let that angry emotion or that bad feeling in your heart actually show on your face, because it can actually be seen by people in a negative light and actually affect your character. So whenever you approach people, approach them in the most honorable way, and of course carry your honor on your body, as our scholars, may Allah as our teachers, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have mercy upon them, used to say that a person's honor is seen on his face. A person's honor is seen on his face. How do you carry yourself? And that is seen. And also they used to say a person's honor is tested during times of difficulty and adversity. So in your times of difficulty and adversity, how is it that you carry yourself? Are you someone who is always busy, always worried, always fidgety? Are you someone who is quick to get angry, rushing to be against someone who has done something to you? Are you someone who is worried about someone who has just simply recently insulted you? Are you someone who is reacting bad, harshly, or in a very ignorant manner to someone who has been equally ignorant back to you? How is it that you react? And how is it that you are? And so the scholars, may Allah have mercy upon them, they used to say that when you deal with honor, that you deal with a person who has been bad to you, you just basically say Salamun alaykum, and then you turn away from that person, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, وَعِبَادُ الرَّحْمَنَ الَّذِينَ يَمْشُونَ فِي الْأَرْضِ حَوْنًا وَإِذَا خَاطَبَهُمُ الْجَاهِلُونَ قَالُوا سَلَامًا. And the slaves, the true slaves of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, are those who walk on this earth in a very noble, honorable manner, and when the ignorant ones speak to them, they say salama, they say peace, and then they move on. So someone, for example, who swears at you, shouts at you, makes a racist remark at you, then just turn away and move on. There's no need to argue with that person, and there's no need to say, excuse me, what do you think you're saying, etc., etc. No, there's no need to do that. You can simply move on. Of course, if the matter has become more serious than that, such that a person has insulted the Prophet ﷺ or the Quran or Islam, etc., then at that point you can, inshallah, raise the issue in a different way according to the level of need of the situation. However, other than that, then just simply move on, because you're dealing with the issue in the most honorable manner that you can. Also, the Sheikh continues, inshallah. Let's continue and finish it off. The Sheikh says, point number 9, enjoy masculine qualities. Enjoy masculine qualities, which include bravery, forthrightness, noble manners, and giving for the sake of good causes, until the ambitions of men die before reaching your level. Here the Shaykh, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is telling both men and women, especially men, to ennoble themselves with manhood, with those qualities of manhood. And what is manhood? Manhood is focus. Manhood is determination. Manhood is discipline. Manhood is integrity. And these are the qualities that a person must struggle and strive to ennoble himself with, because these are the qualities which make a person a masculine. These are the qualities that make a person enjoy the respect of others, that this is a person in control, a true leader, a true man. And this is exactly what Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu used to make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for men who were true men. Not only were they men of word, but they were men who were disciplined, men of integrity, men of their word, men of high morals and etiquette, men of values, men who are non-compromising, men who are truly focused. They know what they want to achieve, and they completely focus on it. These are the masculine qualities which really a person should try and achieve. There is a book that I read once. It's a nice simple book. It's on Amazon. It says How to Become a CEO. It's an interesting book. Now, why do you think I read that book? I didn't read the book so that I want to be a CEO. I read the book because it sounded interesting, and it showed people. It talked about some of the reasons why certain actions that a person does denigrates a person's image in front of other people, and how a person is perceived, and how leaders should act, and how leaders, when they act as leaders, then they're identified as leaders. But when they don't act as leaders, then they're not identified as leaders, because of course every profession and every situation and every job role has their own etiquettes that a person should abide by. That's a very interesting book. You can try and read that, and that really talks about some of the qualities of being a masculine leader. Also, equally beware of the qualities that oppose them, that is, qualities such as being unconfident, impatient, and weak in ability. For indeed they destroy knowledge, and cut off the tongue from speaking the truth, and they lead him headlong to his enemies in such a state that they, that is, their opposing qualities, brush the faces of the pious amongst the slaves of Allah with their poisons. So here the Shaykh is talking about not being effeminate, not being of those people who have those qualities which only serve to take a person away from being masculine. And these qualities are these effeminate qualities, unfortunately, is of pandemic proportions in our ummah at this point in time. Men these days have ennobled themselves with effeminate qualities. They no longer have discipline. They no longer have qualities that actually make them strive further and faster. They no longer have a vision or a focus. They no longer have a mission and a purpose to their life. They no longer have a strategy towards achieving it. They no longer organize their time. They no longer keep to it. And unfortunately, because of all of this, they develop this cowardice in their heart. And this cowardice prevents them from speaking the truth. And this cowardice also prevents them from actually taking opportunities when the opportunities present themselves. And these are all qualities which a student of knowledge must struggle with himself or herself to remove. A student of knowledge, and I'm reminded by one of the statements of Sulaym radiallahu anhu, and Sulaym radiallahu anha. Sulaym radiallahu anha, she was a great righteous woman, and she used to carry a dagger with her all the time. I'm not saying you should carry daggers, but she would carry a dagger with her at that time. And so Sulaym radiallahu anha, the Prophet asked, Ya Sulaym, what's that dagger for? He said, Ya Rasulullah, I carry this dagger to protect my honor, so that if anyone would ever come near me, then I would cut open his stomach. So, as you can see, a dagger was a sign of honor and a sign of having that masculine quality about themselves. It is for this reason why in Yemen it is quite common, and also for the Bedouins in the desert, it is quite common to have the dagger with themselves, because it would be a sign of masculinity, a sign that a person had courage, a sign that a person could not be spoken to in a lowly manner, and that a person's honor could not be dissed in the dust and rejected. Rather, a person had to be given the right level. Now, what is it that we can do that a person may not reject us in our time now? Well, by the way we dress. The way we dress has a huge impact in the way people and what people think about us. So look at your shoes, look at your pants, look at your shirt, brothers or sisters, look at your hijab, look at your ornaments, look at your clothes, look at your bag that you wear. Are you wearing a very fashionable bag along with your hijab? Is your hijab tight? Is your hijab multicolored, flowery, fashionable, not even a hijab, scarf type hijab, etc.? Look at the way that you dress, and by that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will cause the people to either respect you or give you that level of respect or not. I need to inshallah stop my recording over here, and bi'idhnillah I will come back in the next lesson. It's just that I need to go for a few things now, inshallah. Inshallah in the next lesson we'll come back inshallah and carry on for page number 30. Inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.